So it's been 50 years since the Smithsonian's National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute had its giant panda program, and the whole community seems to be celebrating.
We're at Duke's right now. In this neighborhood, our neighborhood surrounding the zoo, we have many restaurants and businesses sort of participating in the Pandaversary, as we like to call it, 50 years, as you mentioned. They're offering special promotions, discounts, or they're offering special food items.
I also love that here they're serving panda biscuits for the panda specials. For decades, the giant panda was on the endangered species list, but through intense conservation efforts, not just here at the Smithsonian's National Zoo, but also in partnership with like researchers in China, that's no longer the case. The giant panda is off that list. Dr. Naifa, can you tell us more about this milestone?
Well, overall, I think it represents a success story when it comes to teamwork and collaboration, not just within this country, but this was a situation where people concerned about conservation on our planet looked across political borders, across ideologies, and looked at a situation where we stood to lose an iconic species for an ecosystem. And oftentimes after that occurs, you may lose the entire ecosystem with it.
I imagine a lot of it has to do with public awareness, right? And we have to bring in the Panda Cam.
The Panda Cam has been an unbelievable tool for us to show every aspect of our pandas' lives. And I think one of the most remarkable things is when we had our first cub born live on the Panda Cam. That is just not something anyone could ever see in the wild.
The pandas are just known as notoriously bad breeders. Dr. Naifa, why?
Well, it's not that they're bad breeders. I mean, there are pandas in the wild, so somebody's doing it correctly without our help. They just do not reproduce very well in captivity.
Our current pair in particular needed a little artificial insemination help. Oh my God.
Oh, perfect. There you go.
Eugene, love you.
Panda colata and pandarita.
There you go. You've just been served little panda special cocktails.
I'm just going to toast to the mother.
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
To Meisha.
With our panda cocktails.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To the mother.
Why is it though that we tend to find out about the pregnancies so close to when the birth actually happens?
Pandas, along with bear species and a few other mammals, are delayed implanters, meaning the egg and the sperm meet, there's a fertilization, but whether it's a hypobiotic state or a kind of a suspended animation, the uterus will mature and will grow and be prepared, but the embryo doesn't implant until towards the delivery date.
Right.
Babies are born very immature and underdeveloped. Baby pandas, I describe them as like a screaming stick of pink butter.
I mean, you see that, right? In all the Panda Cam footage, most people are going, where's the tiny bear? They expect something really cute and fluffy, and then they look at it, and it's kind of an unnerving sight.
Yes, it looks a little alien in some ways.
Right.
It does.
And that's our opportunity. Again, it's a teachable moment, if you will, because as Dr. Naifa was saying, not all mammals are the same, right?
And we now have 3 resident pandas. Is that right? Dr. Naifa, tell us about them.
Well, they're a family group. As much as pandas will be a family group, because mom and dad don't live together other than making babies. They have individual personalities.
And what are their daily routines like?
Sleep, eat, repeat, right?
Sounds like a good life.
And then they pass a lot of feces in between, but I would say that the biggest challenge that we're at now is we have bred panda numbers up to be what we believe will be sustainable. And so the next hardest step is, what animals and how many do we decide to use to augment into the wild population? Smithsonian has done a great job of looking at the big picture because you can't just say we're going to breed something, put it back out there, and we're done. That's not how sustainability lasts. There has to be engagement with the stakeholders, which are, quite frankly, the local populations that are going to decide ultimately whether those pandas can live in harmony with their livestock, their pets, and their agricultural practices.
The pandas, as we know, are basically on loan, so to speak.
Yes.
through a collaboration with the China Wildlife Conservation Association.
Yes.
How does that agreement work?
This pair, Mei Sheng and Tian Tian, are part of a memorandum of understanding. With every memorandum of understanding, a pretty dense scientific research program is written and supported by both the Chinese and American scientists. Again, it speaks to that collaboration. Pandas are iconic to our zoo. 50 years. You know, thank you to the political leaders at the time. Who knew 50 years later we would have made this much progress in terms of conservation? We just had our DC government pass a resolution, a celebration, that the month of April is Giant Panda Month in the District of Columbia.
And we can drink to that
We can
again.
drink to that with